All right. Hello, guys, and welcome to my science tutorials. And this is my first live stream. This live stream is to help us cover enough of the past questions that I promised that we'll be covering. But due to some difficulties, we are not able to do as much as we would love to. So I've thought it wise for us to be live streaming. So during this live stream, purposely this particular live stream will be for objective questions, past objective questions for the WASSCE from 1993 up till date. We'll be looking at the objective questions in this particular live stream. I will be covering a lot of topics, so I'll mention the topics as we go. So I will share the schedule, the plan for the live stream. So we'll be live streaming on our YouTube page over here, My Science Tutorials, and also on TikTok at My Science Tutorial. So you can follow us there, subscribe or follow us on TikTok, subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you don't miss any of our live stream. Now, today's live stream is going to be on biology. So we'll be looking at cell biology. This is how it's going to go. I'll read the objective questions. So I'll read the question, read the possible answers, read the year that the question came, and then the question number, then read the four possible options for you. So you guys choose one out of those four possible options. So I'll give you like 5 to 10 seconds to just comment your answer in the comment section, and then I'll call the correct answer, and then we'll see whether it is right or wrong, right? So that is what we'll be doing going forward. I would love to stream every day, but because I have work to do, I also go to work. So I'll try my best to do the live stream every evening. But like I said, I will be sharing the timetable in a post very soon. So you guys should see the schedule for the live stream on YouTube as well as um, on TikTok. So these are the following topics that we'll be covering, or subjects, sorry. These are the following subjects that we'll be covering. So we'll be covering biology, okay, biology, past objective questions and answers. So like I said, this vertical live stream is just for objective questions. I will be live streaming using my machine for the subjective question, where you get to ask me questions whilst I solve the problem. So we'll be dealing with biology. Now, we'll also be dealing with elective math. Now, the problem with elective math is everything is calculation, right? So for elective math live streams and core math live stream, and some subjects like physics, I would have to use my machine so that I write, you guys see, and I explain how we get the answer. The idea here is not for us to finish within the shortest possible time. The idea here is for us to understand how we got the answers for these particular objective questions, right? So I'll not be in a hurry to finish quick, but I'll take my time to solve so that you guys can understand, right? So that is so we'll be dealing with elective maths as well. We'll be looking at elective maths. Then we'll be doing chemistry, the course I studied in the university. So I did chemistry. So we'll be looking at chemistry. For chemistry, we'll have some objective questions that will involve calculation. So we'll be doing that. There are others that don't involve calculation. So we'll be looking at that. So those that don't involve calculation, I'll read it out and then we select the possible answers here on this live stream later in the future. But those that involve calculation and I feel there's the need we write them, I'll be streaming those ones on my laptop, right? So we'll also be doing integrated science. This one contains a lot of objective questions that you don't really have to do calculations. Those that involve calculation are not any let me say difficult calculation, so we can do it here. I can just call the formula and then we substitute the values and then we do the calculation, right? All right. We'll also be doing physics as well as core mathematics, right? All right, so that is enough for the intro. Let's go ahead and look at the reason why we are doing today's live stream. That is cell biology 1. So like I said, I'll be reading the questions out. You listen to the question. I'll read it like once or twice. You listen to the question, then you write your comments, the answer in the comment section. If question number 1 is A, just say A. If it is B, just say B, like that, so that we get to answer a lot of questions. So I'll be starting with cell biology 1, and this is about plant cells and animal cells, right? So we have a total of 89 questions. So I'll try my best for us to finish the 89 questions as much as possible and as fast as possible before we end this live stream. Okay. All right. So let's begin with the first question. So please pay attention. I read the question. I call the possible answers. You type your comments, right? Okay. So find protoplasmic threads linking protoplasm of adjacent cells are: number one, find protoplasmic threads linking protoplasm of adjacent cell walls are A, pit membranes, B, tyloses, C, plasmodesmata, D, middle lamella. I'll call the possible answers again. A, pit membranes, B, tyloses, C, plasmodesmata, and D, middle lamella. This is the SSE 1993 question number 30. All right, so the correct answer for this particular question is C, which is the plasmodesmata. So that is the plasmodesmata is the fine thread that connects the protoplasm to the adjacent cells. All right, so question number 2. Which of the following organelle is the site for energy production? Which of the following organelle is the site for energy production? Now, if you know your cell biology very well, without me calling the possible answers, you know the correct answer, right? But let's call the objective the possible answers. So A, mitochondrion, B, endoplasmic reticulum, C, nucleus, and then D, Golgi body or Golgi apparatus. That's for D. So A is mitochondrion, B is endoplasmic reticulum, C is nucleus, and then D is Golgi body. So this is the SSE 1994 question number 26. All right, so the right answer for this particular question is A, mitochondrion. So the mitochondrion is the powerhouse where energy is produced in a cell, right? So the correct answer for this particular question is the mitochondrion. So for the guys who have just joined us, welcome for joining. And then we are dealing with cell biology 1 over here. So we are on question number 2. So we are moving to question number 3. All right, so for question number 3, we have the importance of turgidity of the cells of herbaceous plant is that the importance of turgidity of cells of herbaceous plant is that A, it facilitates transpiration, B, prevents plasmolysis, C, provides mechanical support, and D, facilitates uptake of mineral salt. A, facilitates transpiration, B, prevents plasmolysis, C, provide mechanical support, and then D, facilitate uptake of mineral salts, right? So which of the following is the importance of turgidity of cells in herbaceous plant? So our correct answer here is C, right? So it provides mechanical support. That is the whole point of turgidity in this herbaceous plant, is provide them mechanical support for them to be able to stand and then do their thing. All right, so question number 4. Plant cells do not burst when placed in hypotonic solutions because plant cells do not burst when placed in hypotonic solutions because, right? So A, rigidity is provided by cell wall. B, the influx of solvent is the same in the opposite direction. C, excess water is excreted by the membrane. Sorry. And D, osmosis has no effect on the plant cell, right? So I take the question again. So plant cells do not burst when placed in hypotonic solutions because A, rigidity is provided by the cell. B, the influx of solvent is the same in opposite direction. C, excess water is excreted by the membrane. And then D, osmosis has no effect on plant cells. So this is the SSE 1996 question number 44. Now, for those of us who are well abreast with biology, we know that we have three types of solutions. We have the hypertonic solution, the hypotonic solution, and then the isotonic solution. So when we talk about hypertonic solution, it means the amount of solute, right, in the solvent is higher, right? So the solute is higher, that is hyper. For hypo, it means the solute is less than the solvent, or the water is more than whatever it is dissolved in, right? The mole, right? So it is less, so that is hypo, it has more water. And then isotonic is the middle. So they are saying that plant cells don't best because when they are placed in hypertonic solutions, because, and those are the four possible answers that I've given you. And the correct answer is the option A, that is the rigidity provided by the cell, right? Plant cells are very rigid, they have cell walls, so they are rigid. So due to that rigidity, when they are placed in hypotonic solution, they don't burst because the cell walls are very hard and they give them that toughness. All right, question number 5. If amoeba was placed in salt solution, if amoeba was placed in salt solution, the contractile vacuoles would, if amoeba was placed in salt solution, the contractile vacuoles would A, be seen to be bursting more frequently, B, not be formed at all, C, be formed less frequently, and then D, grow bigger before they burst, right? So this is the SSE 1997 question number 3. So I'll take the question and the possible answers again. If amoeba is placed in a salt solution, which is a hypertonic solution, the contractile vacuoles would A, be seen to be bursting more frequently, B, not be formed at all, C, be formed less frequently, and then D, grow bigger before they burst. So what is our answer over here for question number 5? Right, so the correct answer is C. They will be formed less frequently, right? They'll be formed less frequently because in a salt solution, water is being taken out of the amoeba, and so the contractile vacuoles, which are formed as a result of water, will not be formed that frequently, so they'll be formed less frequently. All right, so let's look at question number 6. So question number 6, which of the following is not found in animal cell, right? So which of the following is not found in animal cell? We have A, cytoplasm, B, water, C, nucleus, and then D, cellulose, right? Now, which of the following is not found in animal cell, not plant cell, animal cell, right? A is cytoplasm, B is water, C is nucleus, and D is cellulose. And this is the SSE 1997 question number 15, right? So which of the following options do you think is not found in animal cells, right? Cytoplasm, water, nucleus, or cellulose, right? Now the right answer over here is option D, which is cellulose, because animal cells don't have cellulose cell wall, right? So they only have cell membrane. So the correct option over here is D. All right, so let's move on to question number 7. Which of the following processes is an example of osmosis? Which of the following processes is an example of osmosis? We have A, water from the soil into the root hairs. B, oxygen from the blood to the tissues. C, glucose from the ileum into the blood capillaries. And then D, carbon dioxide from the tissues into the blood capillaries, right? So this is the SSE 1997 question number 23. And the question is asking which of the following processes is an example of osmosis. So I'll take the possible answers again. A, water from the soil into the root hairs. B, oxygen is from the blood to the tissues. C, glucose from the ileum into the blood capillaries. And then D, carbon dioxide from the tissue into the blood capillaries. So which of the following do you think is the example of osmosis? Okay, so the correct answer here is option A, which is water from the soil into the root. So osmosis is movement of water from the region of high concentration to the region of lower concentration. So if you look at this particular example, when water moves from the ground into the root hairs of the plant. That is an example of osmosis, because in the ground water is at higher concentration than in the tree. So that is how come the water is able to move into the root hairs of the tree, and that is an example of osmosis. All right, question number 8. The protoplasm of a cell consists of the protoplasm of the cell consists of A. Cytoplasm only, B. Nucleus only, C. Nucleus and cytoplasm only, and then D. Nucleus, cytoplasm, and membrane. Right? This is the SSC 1998 question number 48. So I'll take the question again. The protoplasm of the cell consists of the following. The protoplasm of a cell consists of the following: A. Cytoplasm only, B. Nucleus only, C. Nucleus and cytoplasm only, and then D. Nucleus, cytoplasm, and membrane. Right? So which of the following is our correct answer? You can type the answer in the comment section. So the correct answer for this particular question is C. So when we talk about the protoplasm of a cell, we are talking about the nucleus and the cytoplasm only, and that is the protoplasm of the cell. All right, so question number 9. When red blood cells are placed in hypertonic solution, the cells will, when red blood cells are placed in hypertonic solution, the cells will A. Absorb ions, B. Become turgid, C. Become wrinkled, and then D. Undergo hemolysis. Right? I'll call the possible answers again. A. Absorb ions, B. Become turgid, C. Become wrinkled, and then D. Undergo hemolysis. This is the SSC 1998 question number 44. Right? So when red blood cells are placed in hypertonic solutions, what occurs? You can type your answer in the comment section. All right, so I've seen Cedar. Cedar, thanks for joining, and thank you for complimenting my t-shirt. Thanks for joining. Right. So question number 9, what is our answer? So our answer is C, option C. It becomes wrinkled. So when we are talking about red blood cells, when they are placed in hypertonic solution has more solute than solvent, so it has more salt or more sugar, whatever you've placed in that solution to make it hypertonic, right? So when you place the red blood cell in there, water will be absorbed from the red blood cell into the solution, right? In the attempt to find equilibrium, and then the red blood cell will become wrinkled, right? So that is our answer, right? So question number 10, the term diffusion, right? The term diffusion refers to the movement of particles. The term diffusion refers to the movement of particles A. Across a semi-permeable membrane, B. From one region to another region, C. From a region of low concentration, right, to a region of higher concentration, and then D. From a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration. So the term diffusion, okay, refers to the movement of particles, right, from which region to region. Now, for those of us who are well abreast with the difference between diffusion and osmosis, right, diffusion is the movement of particles, right, from the region of high concentration to a region of low concentration. So if I have a spray and I spray, okay, where I spray is the region of higher concentration, and over time, if you are at the other end of the room, you can smell it. That is the region of lower concentration. So that movement is what we are calling diffusion. Now, the difference between that and osmosis is movement of water, not particles. Movement of water. So when there's a movement of water from high concentration to a region of low concentration, that is what we call osmosis. But when it is particles, it is called diffusion. So if you look at the possible answers over here, we have from a region of high concentration to a region of low concentration. That is option D. And that is the right answer for this particular one, because diffusion, like I said, is the movement of particles from the region of high concentration to the region of low concentration. All right, so question number 11, right? Let's look at question number 11. Okay, so which of the following processes involve osmosis? Which of the following processes involve osmosis? A. Movement of water through xylem. B. Loss of water vapor from stomata. C. Translocation of food through phloem. And then D. Absorption of water from the soil by the roots. Now, if you look at this, is the SSC 1999 question number 4. Now, if you look at all the possible answers, we have A, movement of water through the xylem. The moment we have movement of water, right, it might be an example of osmosis. So you hold that. The second one, loss of water vapor, okay, from the stomata. Water vapor, so automatically it's out, right? Now, translocation of food through the xylem, it does not involve movement of water. This option is saying food, so automatically it's out. B and C are out, right? Now the last one, absorption of water from the soil to the root, right? So already B and C are out. The option is between A and D. Now A is saying movement of water through the xylem, and then D is saying movement of water from the soil to the root. Now we are saying that osmosis is when water moves from a region of high concentration to a region of low concentration. In this case, option D is the correct answer, because movement of water from the soil has a lot of water. So movement from there into the tree by the root, right, is an example of osmosis. So the correct answer over here is option D. All right, so let's look at question number 12. The shrinking of the cytoplasm away from the cell wall is referred to as. The shrinking of the cytoplasm away from the cell wall is referred to as A. Active transport, B. Osmosis, C. Plasmolysis, and then D. Translocation. This is the SSC 1999 question number 35. So I will read the question and the possible answers again. The shrinking of the cytoplasm away from the cell wall is referred to as A. Active transport, B. Osmosis, C. Plasmolysis, and then D. Translocation. So which of the following is the correct answer? So the answer is plasmolysis, right? So active transport, no, that is not it. Osmosis, no. Translocation, no. So plasmolysis is the shrinkage of the cytoplasm away from the cell wall, right? That is what we call plasmolysis. All right, so let's look at question number 13. When a red blood cell is placed in distilled water, when a red blood cell is placed in distilled water for a very short time, the cell will. When a red blood cell is placed in distilled water for a very short time, the cell will A. Burst, B. Increase in size, C. Remain the same, D. Shrink. And this is the SSC 1999 question number 43. So what do you think is the correct answer? Right, so the correct answer is it will increase in size, right? So we are looking at distilled water, which is a hypotonic solution, right? HYPO, hypotonic solution. Because it is hypotonic solution, when we place a red blood cell inside, it will absorb some amount of water, right? Because it is just for a very short time, it has not absorbed enough for it to burst, right? So for those of you who are thinking it will burst, because they said short time, it will not burst within that short time. But if it were to be allowed to stay there for some time, it will burst, right? So the correct answer here is B, increase in size, not burst. All right, so question number 14. Please, if you are joining us, like the video, subscribe to the channel so that we can reach larger audience and students across Ghana, Nigeria, West Africa, Sierra Leone, and other part of the world to join us solve these questions, objective questions on these live streams, right? There's more to come each and every day. So let's look forward to that. So we were on question number 13. So we are moving to question number 14. All right. So which of the following processes is brought about by diffusion? Which of the following processes is brought about by diffusion? A. Shrinkage of cell by a hypertonic solution. Hypertonic solution. B. Passage of water from the soil into the root hairs. C. Bursting of erythrocytes in a hypotonic solution. Then D. Passage of digested food from the villi into the blood. This is the SSC 2000 question number 31. Okay, and the question is saying which of the following process is brought about by diffusion? Now, for diffusion, is the movement of particles, right? Not water. So, any of the possible options where we have movement of water, we'll take it out because that is automatically osmosis. So, if you look at this, shrinkage of cell in a hypertonic solution, passage of water, right? That option is out. The B is out because that is osmosis. Now, bursting of erythrocytes in hypertonic solution, and then option D, passage of digested food from the villi into the blood. So, which of the following do you think is the answer? Right, so the correct answer is option D, which is the passage of digested food from the villi into the bloodstream. So in the villi, the food over there is in high concentration. So moving into the bloodstream where it is in low concentration is an example of diffusion, right, across a semi-permeable membrane. No, that is for osmosis, no semi-permeable membrane in osmosis, in diffusion, sorry. Okay, so question number 15. Which of the following components is a tissue? Which of the following components is a tissue? A. Leaf of a plant. B. Flower of a plant. C. Motor neuron of a mammal. D. Blood of a mammal. So this is the SSC 2000 question number 36, right? The question is asking which is an example of a tissue. A is a leaf of a plant. B. Flower of a plant. C. Motor neuron of a mammal. And then D. Blood of a mammal, right? So which of the following is our answer? So option D is our answer, blood of a mammal, right? So they just gave off light at my end. So my face is a little bit dark. So let me quickly open the window so we get more light, right? I'll be back. All right, I think this is better, so we can continue. Okay, so we are done with question number 15. So let's go to question number 16, right? Question number 16. So one important function of the cell membrane is to A, offer protection against mechanical injury. B, regulate the movement of substances to and from the cell. C, give a definite shape to the cell. And then D, provide site for chemical processes. This is the SSE 2000 question number 39. So I'll take the question again. One important function of the cell membrane is to A, offer protection against mechanical injury. B, regulate the movement of substance to and from the cell. C, give a definite shape to the cell. And then D, provide site for chemical reaction. Right now, provide mechanical support against injury. Right? That's not the option, right? Because cell wall does that, not cell membrane. Now, give a definite shape, cell wall, not cell membrane. Provide site for chemical reaction. No, that's the job of the cytoplasm, right? So our answer over here is to regulate the movement of substance in and out of the cell, which is option B, right? Right. So let's look at the next question. So Lawrence, thanks for joining. I see you. Thanks for joining. All right. Question number 17. The characteristic component of plant cell wall is A, cellulose, B, lignin, C, pectin, D, tannin. The characteristic component of plant cell walls is A, cellulose, B, lignin, C, pectin, D, tannin. This is the SSC 2001, question number 23. So what is the answer for this particular question? You can write your answer in the comment section. So the characteristic component of a plant cell wall is the cellulose, right? We all know this. So the correct answer is option A, cell wall, right? All right, so let's continue to question number 18. Which of the following parts of an organism is a tissue? Which of the following parts of an organism is a tissue? A, blood of a mammal. B, flower of a plant. C, leaf of a plant. D, motor neuron of a mammal. I think this is a repeated question. We've seen it already. This is for SSE 2001, question number 40. So when we talk about tissue, right? Tissue, two or more cells, similar cells coming together to perform a function is a tissue. So the blood of a mammal is an example of a tissue, right? So the correct option over here is option A. Right, let's look at question number 19. Question number 19. The movement of substances against the concentration gradient in organism is. The movement of substances against the concentration gradient in organisms is referred to as A, active transport, B, diffusion, C, osmosis, D, rapid translocation. Now, any movement, right, in the cell that involves the use of energy is active transport, right? So here the correct answer is A, active transport. And by the way, this is the SSE 2002 question number 15, right? So the movement of a substance against the concentration gradient in an organism is referred to as active transport, right? So against the concentration gradient means it has to use energy. And so that is done by the active transport. That is how we describe that particular process. All right. Question number 20. Which of the following processes is achieved through diffusion? Which of the following processes is achieved through diffusion? A, movement of water from the soil into the root hair, right? Now, if you've watched the stream from the beginning up until now, you should know that movement of water from the soil to the root hair is osmosis. We've established that like 2 or 3 times already, right? So that option is already automatically out. B, bursting of erythrocytes in hypotonic solution. Okay, now this has nothing to do with diffusion. C, the passage of digested food from the villi to the blood capillaries. Yes, there's a movement, right, from high concentration to a low concentration, right? So that is potential. And then D, the shrinkage of cytoplasm from the cell wall in a hypertonic solution. We said that is another thing altogether. So if you look at these possible options: A, movement of water from the soil to the root hair; B, bursting of erythrocytes in hypotonic solutions; C, the passage of digested food from the villi into the blood capillaries; and then D, the shrinkage of cytoplasm from the cell wall in a hypertonic solution. The correct answer over here is C, the passage of digested food from the villi into the blood capillaries. That is an example of diffusion, okay, or something that happens through diffusion, right? So that is the SSE 2003 question number 42. Okay, so let's proceed with question number 21. Okay, so just a minute. We move on with question number 21. Okay. Which of the following structures is made up of similar cells performing the same function? So which of the following structures is made up of similar cells performing the same function? A, bone; B, ear; C, eye; D, liver. So which of the following structures is made up of similar cells performing the same function? A is bone, B is ear, C is eye, D is liver. And this is the SSE 2004 question number 1. So what is your answer? You can write it in the comment section. So this is question number 21. The correct answer is bone, right? Bone. Okay. So question number 22. Which of the following processes involves osmosis? Which of the following processes involves osmosis? Option number A, the movement of digested food from the ileum into the blood capillaries. That's not osmosis, right? It doesn't involve movement of water, so automatically it is out, right? Now, B, the translocation of starch from the leaves to the roots. The same, doesn't involve the movement of water. Osmosis is the movement of water, so B is out, automatically it's out. C, the reabsorption of food nutrients from the kidney into the blood capillaries. Again, no movement of water, not osmosis, so it's out. So the correct answer for this particular question is the movement of water from the root hair into the cortical cell. That's option D. The movement of water from the root hairs into the cortical cell. So the moment you hear movement of water, that tells us that that is osmosis. And this is the SSE 2004 question number 48, right? So that is the answer, option D, the movement of water from the root hair into the cortical cell, right? Okay, question number 23. A cell is said to be plasmolysed if a cell is said to be plasmolysed if A, it loses its water content and dries up. B, it imbibes water and swells up. Imbibe means absorb water, right? So it imbibes water and swells up. C, the cytoplasm pulls away from the cell wall. And then D, the nuclear membrane ruptures and releases its content. So this is the SSE 2005 question number 3. Okay, so the question is saying a cell wall is said to be plasmolysed if A, it loses its water content and dries up. B, it imbibes water and swells up. C, the cytoplasm pulls away from the cell wall. And then D, the nuclear membrane ruptures and release its content. So what is the correct answer? So option C is the correct answer. The cytoplasm pulls away from the wall, right? That is the correct. So for those of us who are now joining, we are solving bio, right? The chapter is cell biology 1. So if you are new here, like the stream and then comment your answers in the comment section for us. Okay, so question number 24. Number 24. The transport of molecules. 24. A, active transport. B, C, mass flow. D, osmosis. This is the SSE 2005 question number 19. Like I said, any movement in the cell that involves the use of energy, okay, across a semi-permeable membrane, right, is active transport. The moment energy is involved, it is active transport. So our correct answer over here is option A, which is active transport. Okay, so question number, a tissue is best described as a group of, a tissue is best described as a group of A, different cells combining to perform a special function. Similar cells combining to perform function, forming a system. D, dissimilar organisms in an organism. So this is the WASSCE 2006. Talk about tissue. Tissue, we are referring to similar to perform a particular function. That is what tissues are. So the best describe tissue. Similar cells combining to perform a function. That is what tissue is. Okay, so that is a tissue. So the correct option E for question number 25. Just a moment, guys. My lights are back, so okay. All right, guys, let's continue. Okay, question number 26, right? Question number 26. All right, question number 26. The organelle of the cell, usually referred to as the powerhouse, is the organelle of the cell, usually referred to as the powerhouse, is the A, Golgi apparatus, B, mitochondrion, C, endoplasmic reticulum, and then D, ribosome. So which of these is usually referred to as powerhouse? B, D, plasmic reticulum, D, ribosome. Now this is the WASSCE question 7. Okay, so our correct answer is the mitochondrion to powerhouse, okay, of the cell. Okay, question number 27. Which of the following statements about cell membranes is not true? Which of the following statements about cell membranes is not true? They A, from proteins and lipids. B, expand definitely, allow diffusion. This is the WASSCE 2006 question number 8. Which of the following statements about cell, okay, the A, are formed from proteins and lipids. B, can expand indefinitely. C, are semi-permeable. D, allow diffusion. Now, if you look at option, allow diffusion, yes. Okay, cell membranes allow for diffusion. That is an option, right? So that is not a lie. They are semi-permeable, yes, it's also true. Now, they are formed from proteins and lipids, it's also true. So the option B, can expand indefinitely. After, if they expand to a certain, the best, they have a limit which they answer over here is option B, which is they can expand indefinitely. The question is the following statement membrane is not true. So it's not true that they can expand indefinitely. They can expand only up until a certain point. Beyond that, they will burst, right? Okay. So question number 28. Plant cells placed in hypertonic sugar solution will exhibit hypertonic sugar solution will exhibit A, turgidity, B, autolysis, C, plasmolysis, D, hemolysis. Now these are terms you need to know: turgidity, autolysis, hemolysis. These are terms that you need to know. By the way, this is the WASSCE 2006 question number 9. Okay, so what is plant cells placed in hypertonic solution? They will exhibit plasmolysis. Plasmolysis is the cell wall, okay, shrinking away from the cell membrane, shrinking away from the cell wall, right? That is plasmolysis, right? So, and that is what is water will be lost. So there will be shrinkage of the cell membrane from the cell wall, right? That is plasmolysis. Now, question number 29. Essential in herbaceous plant because it Tegel pressure. That is also another, and look at the meaning, right? But will be Tegel pressure is essential, is responsible for water storage in the plant. B, keeps the C, provides support for the plant. And then D, prevents attack. This is the WASSCE 2006 question number 15. So the question is essential in herbaceous plant is responsible for water storage in a plant, keeps the plant cool, prevents attack by pests. So which of the following is your answer? So the correct answer is option C, which is provide support for the pressure, that it provides support for, that is what it. Okay, question number 30. Okay, question number 30. A major difference between onion cell and chick that this is a very tricky one. Onion cells is that A, chick irregular in shape. B, onion cells are spherical in shape. C, chick cells are onion cells contain glycogen. Okay. The WASSCE 2007 question number 1. Okay, and it's asking what is the major difference between onion cells and then cells, right? So the major difference between them is cells. That's option, and that is the answer for this particular question. All right, so we've done 30 questions so far. 30 out of let me check, out of 89. Wow, 30 questions out of 89, right? So I'll move on to question number 31. Like I said, these sessions are only for objective questions. For chemistry, biology, physics, elective maths, yes, objective questions that do not involve calculation. For those that involves calculation, we'll be doing the live stream with my machine. Then I get to write, you get to see, then you get to understand why we obtain some answers, right? Make sure you subscribe to the channel, you like the stream, then turn on your notifications so that when we are live, you get notified. And for those of us who wish to support us in some or one or many other way, you can send a little bit of donation to help the channel continue what very useful. Question 31. Differentiation and specialization in multicellular organisms is necessary because differentiation and specialization in multicellular organisms is necessary because A, the volume surface area ratio of organism is low. B, it allows the division of cells. C, there is a definite arrangement of cells. And then D, cells have different shapes and sizes. This is the question number 2. Okay, so what is your answer? Okay, the differentiation and specialization in multicellular organisms is necessary because A, the volume surface area ratio of organisms is low. That doesn't make sense. No, that's not the reason why there's differentiation and specialization in multicellular organisms. B, it allows division of labor among cells. Yes, that makes sense, right? There's a definite arrangement of cells. No, that is no. Cells have different shapes and size. That is not the reason why they are different and specialized, right? They can have the same shape and size but perform different functions, right? So that is not it. So our correct answer is option for division of labor among cells, right? Don't do my job, I do my job, you do your job, right? Division of labor. So this is the WASSCE 2007 question number 2. All right, so question number 32. Which of these organelles absorb light energy? Which of these organelles absorb light energy? A, ribosome. B, chloroplast. C, mitochondrion. D, lysosome. WASSCE 2007 question number 3. Which of the following organelles absorbs light? This one, the correct answer, you know, right? So what is the correct answer? It's B, right? It's B, chloroplast. Chloroplast, because we know that the chloroplast absorbs the light and use it in the process of photosynthesis for the plant to produce food, right? Okay, so question number 33. Which of the structures are present in both plant and animal cells, right? So similarities between plant and animal cells. Which of the following structures are present in both plant and animal cells? A. Membrane, nucleus, and large vacuole. B. Membrane, nucleus, and cytoplasm. C. Membrane, nucleus, chloroplast. D. Membrane, nucleus, cell wall. Right. So this is the WASSCE 2007 question number 4. Now, if you look through the answers, they say which of the following structures are present in both plant and animal cells. Now, membrane is common in all of them, right? Now, nucleus is common in all of them as well, right? So the difference is the last given to us in, so in A, it has membrane, nucleus, and in animal cell. So that option is out, right? If you look at option C, chloroplast is only present in plant cells, not animal cells. So that one is out. If you look at the last option, membrane, nucleus, and cell wall. Cell wall, again, is only present in plant cells, not animal cells. So the correct answer is membrane, nucleus, and cytoplasm. These are the three things or structures that are present in both plant and animal cells, right? Okay, question number 34. Surface area to volume ratio plays a vital role in A. Growth rate of organism. B. Exchange of materials between organisms and their environment. C. The lifespan of organisms. And then D. The efficiency of various organisms in various systems in organisms, right? So this is the WASSCE 2007 question number 5. I take it again. Surface area to volume ratio plays a vital role in A. Growth of organism. B. Exchange of materials between organisms and their environment. C. The efficiency of various systems in the organism. So what is your correct answer over there? Right, so the correct answer is B. Exchange of materials between organisms and their environment. All right, question number 35. An insect was accidentally trapped under a food cover. It was later killed after insecticide has been sprayed in the room. The insecticide reached the fly by. An insect was accidentally trapped under a food cover. It was later killed after insecticide has been sprayed in the room. The insecticide reached the fly by A. Diffusion, B. Radiation, C. Digestion, D. Absorption, right? So this is the WASSCE 2007 question number 6. So how did the insecticide reach the insect that has been covered, okay, that is under the cover? It is by diffusion. A. Simple as that. Diffusion. No radiation, no digestion, no absorption. Please, it is diffusion. As simple as that, right? Okay, question number 36. Carbohydrates are stored in animal cells as. Carbohydrates are stored in animal cells as A. Glucose, B. Glycogen, C. Lactose, D. Starch. Now, this is the WASSCE 2007 question number 33. So, carbohydrates are stored in animal cells as A. Glucose, B. Glycogen, C. Lactose, and D. Starch. So, which of the following is your correct answer? Okay, so for that one, question number 36, the correct answer is B. Glycogen. Okay, so carbohydrates are stored in animal cells as glycogen. Okay, so which of the following is the correct sequence of structural organization of a living organism? Which of the following is the correct sequence of structural organization in living organisms? Right? A. Tissue to cell to organ to, we are looking at the arrangement. B. Cell to organ to tissue system. C. Cell to tissue to organ system. And then D. Tissue to cell to system to organ. Now this is the WASSCE 2009 question number 3. Okay, so which of the following is the correct answer, okay, of the sequence? So the correct answer is C. From cell to tissue, from tissue to organ, from organ to organ system. Okay, and that is what composes or constitute an organism. Right, so the correct answer is option C. All right, question number 38. The cell is the functional unit of organisms because the cell is the functional unit of organisms because A. Multicellular organisms consist of cells. B. Each of the cells in multicellular organisms function as a single cell. C. The function of a multicellular organism is the sum of the total function of its constituent cells. And then D. The cells of a multicellular organisms are similar in structure. Now, this is the WASSCE 2009 question number 5. So, which of them is your answer? Okay, so the correct answer is C. The function of a multicellular organism is the sum of the total function of its constituent cells, right? So the cells in your brain, the cells in your body, the cells in your liver, the cells in your wherever, whichever part of your body, all of them come together, okay? And that is how come we are living. If one of them decides to do something bad, right? Okay, so question number 39. A few dried bean seeds were placed in water overnight. They were removed from the water, dried on a blotting paper, and reweighed. What will be the expected value? There would be, I'll take the question again. A few dried bean seeds were weighed and placed in water overnight. They were removed from the water, dried on a blotting paper, and reweighed. What will be the expected value? There would be A. Considerable increase in weight. B. Slight increase in weight. C. Considerable decrease in weight. And then D. Slight loss in weight. This is the WASSCE 2009 question number 6. So what is your answer? So the correct answer is B, right? Slight increase in weight. Slight increase in weight because the beans were dried. You soak them in water on a blotting paper. Now, the fact that you've dried them, you've not dried them dried as they were before. You dried them after some time, you took them off and reweighed, right? So yes, okay, there'll be a slight increase in weight because there's still some amount of water that is left inside because they've absorbed some. So it makes sense. All right. Question number 40. I think we'll end after this question, and then we'll continue later in the day where we'll look at from 41 to 89, right? So I'm doing up to, okay, let me do up to 45 so that it is half, and then the next one will also be like 45, and that will be a full live stream, right? So question number 40. If a cell is placed in a solution that is hypertonic to its cytoplasm, the net movement of water will be. If a cell is placed in a solution that is hypertonic to its cytoplasm, right, hypertonic, the net movement of water will be. Hypertonic means, right, more solid, right? So the movement of water from the cell into the solution to achieve equilibrium, right? So there will be shrinkage. That's what. So one, equally A, equally balanced in both directions. No, that will not happen. Okay. B, option B, from the surrounding solution to the cytoplasm. From the surrounding solution to the cytoplasm. So no, that is not what is going to happen. Are you okay? Now C, from the cytoplasm solution. That is what we are expecting to happen. And then D, from the cytoplasm into the nucleus of the cell. No, that will not happen. This is what's in 2009 question number 7. Okay, so when we placed a cell, okay, in a hypertonic solution compared to its cytoplasm, we are expecting water to move from the cytoplasm into the solution to try to achieve equilibrium. and that will cause shrinkage later along. So question number 41. So like I said, we will stop at question number 45. Then we'll continue later in I'll communicate the time or schedule it so you guys will see. So we'll continue from question number 45 to 89, and then the opening and of the guard cells is brought about by the process of the opening and closing of the guard cells is brought about by the process of A, diffusion, B, osmosis. 2009 25. Okay, so the opening and closing of the guard cells is brought about by which of? So the correct answer is osmosis is the reason why the guard cells open and close, right? It's because of osmosis. 2. Which of the sequence of development from the same? Which of the following sequence shows the of development the simplest to the complex? So basically, they are saying which of the following sequence shows an organism unicellular, multicellular in the right way, right? So maybe unicellular to maybe 2 cells or 3 cells to maybe 5 or 10 cells in order. So we have A, amoeba and goat. B, goat. C, hydra. And then D, amoeba, hydra, and goat. This is the WASSCE 2011 question number 2. Okay, question number. So the correct answer is D. Cellular organism, right? Hydra is a multicellular organism, but it's not as big as goat. So goat will have more cells than hydra. So it is from amoeba to hydra to goat. Okay, so the correct option here is option D. Right, question number 43. Which of the following structures is a tissue fluid? Which of the following structures is a tissue fluid? A, muscle. B, bone. C, blood. D, plasma. This is the WASSCE 2011 question number 3. So which of the following structures is a tissue fluid? Right. Type your answer in the comment section. The correct answer is C. Right. Now, muscle is not a fluid. Bone is not a fluid. Plasma is a fluid, but plasma is contained in the blood. Right. So which and tissue and it's a fluid as well. So it satisfies that criteria, right? So the correct answer is C, blood. Okay, question number 44. Which of the following statements about Golgi apparatus is following about Golgi apparatus is incorrect? It means out of the 4 options, 3 is correct, 1 is not correct, and we're looking for the incorrect one. It's A, consists of piles of thin plate-like layers. B, transport hormones and enzymes. C, is present in the cytoplasm of eukaryotic cells. D, is present in okay, question number 44. So this is WASSCE 2011 question number 5. So which of the following statement about Golgi apparatus is incorrect? Now, Golgi apparatus consists of piles of thin plate-like layers. That one is true. They transport hormones and enzymes. It is also true. It's present in of is also true. Okay, bacteria and co. No. Right. So the correct answer over here is option D. Golgi bodies present in prokaryotes. This session, and then we continue later in the day. Now, a student accidentally placed a freshwater fish in marine water. Ew. A student accidentally placed a freshwater fish into marine water. Which of the following response would likely be observed about 48 hours? I take the question again. A student accidentally placed a freshwater fish into marine water. Which of the following response would likely be observed after 48 hours? The fish would become more energetic and swim faster. No. The fish would lose water from its body into the marine water. Okay. Water would enter the fish body and make it enlarged. D. The fish would become more buoyant and float on the surface of the water. Now, this is the WASSCE 2011, the answer for question number 45. Right, the answer is B. Right, the correct answer is option that from its body into the marine water. Because when you take a fish from fresh water into salty water, the fish is used to hypotonic solution, right? So it has enough water, just enough salt and water to achieve equilibrium with its surrounding. And when you put it in a solution where there's more salt, okay, so the fish at that point becomes a source of more water compared to the seawater, because the seawater has high level of salt. Okay, so it is hypertonic solution. So you are placing a fish that is, let me say, hypotonic in a solution of hypertonic. So water will move from the fish into the surrounding environment, all in the process of achieving equilibrium. And in the process, the fish will lose water, probably shrink and die. Not probably, but it will shrink and die. So thank you so much for joining today's live stream on Cell Biology 1. Okay, we've solved 45 questions so far, 45 objective questions so far. We have 89, so we'll be continuing the latter questions from 46 to 89 later in the day. I'll probably be starting around 7 p.m. evening. So yes, let's start 7 p.m. in the evening. So you guys can join me 7 p.m. in the evening. So I will continue with the second session of these particular objective questions and answers. So this today is for biology. So we are doing biology today. In the subsequent days, we'll be trying either integrated science, commerce, physics, chemistry, and any other subject that we might find very useful. So thank you so much for joining. Now, if you have any question, you can comment it in the comment section below. A lot of students have been asking me to do some tutorials on nuclear physics, sound, and other topics, right? I'm preparing those ones for you guys. It will come, the tutorials will come. Some have been requesting that I do live stream so that they will be able to ask me questions directly, and that is why we are doing this for just objective questions. So these are just for objective questions. Now for live streams where we'll be solving the subjective questions and attempt and solve the problems, you ask me question, I reply, I give you answer. If you want me to go over again, I go over the problem. Okay, I'll be using my machine to do that. So we'll be using the machine for those particular live stream. I'll be writing and you guys will be seeing as I solve the problem. So thank you so much for joining today's live stream. It's wonderful to have you guys join, and more live streams will be coming on the channel. So thank you once again, and I'll see you later in the evening at 7 p.m. GMT. Okay, my time 7 p.m. GMT, and I'll see you guys for the on Cell Biology 1. So thank you once again, and bye bye.